Good morning, good afternoon, Mr. Ybarra. Would you please give me your full name and DOC number?
Sam Jose Ybarra, 711372, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ybarra. Let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and then we're going to conduct an interview with you. And at
Yes,
the end
sir.
of that interview, you'll have an opportunity to say whatever it is you want to say, and then we'll vote.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Mr. Ybarra, give us your full name and DOC number, please.
Sam Jose Ybarra, 711372.
Mr. Ybarra, let me explain our process. I'm going to read some information into the record, and then we'll conduct that interview with you, okay? So here's the information. Mr. Sam Ybarra, 711372, date of birth 7/12 of 1982, third class offender, parole eligibility date of October the 14th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of September the 24th of 2024, full term date of May the 2nd of 2027, serving 9-year sentence on second-degree battery in obscenity. Mr. Ybarra, is that all accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you, sir?
I just turned 41 in July.
Okay, and how long you been in prison on these charges?
I've been down for 5 years, sir.
Tell me a little bit about your educational background. How much schooling have you had?
I graduated in Florida. It's called Hardy High School. I graduated from there. I've been over here since I got put in Plaquemine Parish. I took some classes. I got Malachi Dad and Cage of Rage.
Okay. Did you complete Malachi Dad? I showed you were in it, but you hadn't quite finished
Yes,
it.
yes, sir. Right here. I completed
You
it.
finished it? All right. Okay. Tell me why you're in prison right now.
Well, I decided I wanted to be a violent person when I was, in my early 30s. I didn't have a right head. I was on a lot of drugs, but I ain't gonna play that the factor that the drugs had anything to do with it. It's just, I wasn't in the right state of mind.
Tell me what you did. Tell me what the offense is. You're charged with second-degree battery, but that had more to do with a sex offense. So tell me what happened on that charge that got you in prison.
Well, I was charged with first I was charged. They tried to charge me with third-degree rape at first.
Right.
And it got dropped down to second-degree battery because whatever the girl was saying, I guess.
I want to know what you did. Tell me what you did.
Okay, well, what I did was I met her on Esplanade, and I had told her she had lost her phone in her purse, and I told her I would help her. So she wound up inviting me back to her house. She wound up cooking for me, and me and her wound up having sex. I never raped her or nothing like that. Like, we had consensual sex. But when she felt like that I ransacked her, because, I did ransack her house, I stole a bottle of liquor from her, I ransacked the house, and I guess the sense of me doing that, I guess she felt like I just disrespected her. So, and she told the people that I raped her, but all reality, sir, no, I never did that.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Ybarra. You appear to have some sex issues. Can we
Yes, sir.
agree on that?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that. Tell me what you've discovered about yourself and what you're doing about that.
Well, now that, I fight the urges, you know what I mean? Like when I know I'm about to, do something I ain't supposed to do, I think about the results and what's going to happen when I do it.
What are your urges? Tell me your urges. What are the things that you think about doing that you shouldn't do?
Like sometimes, like if I see a pretty woman or something, and me being incarcerated, I'm like, ooh, I'm finna go, handle my business. But then I think, because I'm like, okay, look, if I keep doing like this, I'm gonna go down a road where I'm gonna want to spend the rest of my life in prison. So, now I put it in my mind that, I gotta fight them urges. You know, so now I fight the urges. I try not to think, I try to have a positive mind. I try to think about different stuff. Like when I start thinking like that, you know, I go pick up the Bible and I read the Bible, you know, or I go find something to do.
When did you start getting this enlightenment?
Oh, well, like what I just told you. Oh,
Yeah.
The past 3 years, I've been working on myself since, you know, since that obscenity happened in Webster Parish. I've been working on myself.
Tell me what you've been working on.
I've been working on not to, you know, masturbate, you know, and fight the urges. Excuse me, I didn't mean to
How
say
have
it
you
like
been
that.
working on that?
Huh? How long have I
What
been
have
working
you
on
been
it?
doing to work on that?
Oh, I've been occupying my mind, like, you know, writing stuff or going out and playing basketball, exercising, you know, reading the Bible, you know, reading books. You know, I just.
Have you ever tried to get into the sex offender treatment program?
No, sir.
Are you familiar with the sex offender treatment program?
No, I never heard of it. You know,
Okay. There's a sex offender program within the Department of Corrections that would assist you in understanding those urges, perhaps learning your triggers, the things that are issues for you, and what you might be doing along those lines, similar to what you're figuring out on yourself, but probably in a more sophisticated way to help you, to give you better tools than when you get out. You think that's something that would help you?
Yes, sir. But I kind of want to do it on by myself, you know.
I hear you, but I'm not willing to do that. How about that?
Okay, I understand that, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you again. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, that we get you in that program and you're able to complete that program and you're able to get out. Where are you going to live?
There's a guy that's here. He got houses that he helps people when they get out, you know, to rehabilitate themselves, stay off drugs and stuff like that. So that's where I'm gonna be staying. It's gonna be just somewhere in Kenner, I think. I got to get the more information from him and
I
everything.
got you. Okay. What kind of work are you doing while you're in prison now?
I was a trustee. I was like working in the kitchen and, you know, stuff like that. But right now I'm in the reentry dorm. So
Why are you no longer a trustee?
I failed a drug test, sir.
When was that?
That was in September of last year. September or November of last year.
And what did you test positive for?
Suboxone, sir.
Where'd you get the Suboxone?
I got it from somebody in the dorm.
So you have substance abuse issues as well as the sex offender issues?
Not really. I was under a lot of stress at that time, and I took it one time, and after that I didn't like it. I failed for a drug test, and ever since then I've been, you know, I've been keeping my head straight.
Well, let's talk about your drug use. What did you use on the outside? When did you start using drugs?
I started using drugs when I was maybe 25, 26 years old, mostly
meth. When did you start using? Meth, okay. And what else? How often were you using meth?
I use meth you know, 2 or 3 times a week, but mostly I used to smoke a lot of weed out there.
And how often were you smoking weed?
Oh, I was smoking weed every day.
You consider yourself to be a drug addict?
No, sir. No, sir.
Why not?
Not at all. No, sir.
Why not?
I don't consider myself to be a drug addict because I feel that, you know, I don't need drugs to based on what I'm gonna do in my life, or I don't need drugs to make me happy. You see what I'm saying? Most people take drugs I gotta take drugs, or they gotta wake up to be happy, or to get to go about my day. I don't need drugs. You know, all I need is God in my life to keep me going what I'm doing.
All right, Mr. Ybarra, you need a lot of work, sir. Tell me about your 150 days you lost of good time.
I got caught with the first one was the obscenity charge in Webster Parish.
Right.
And then I got caught with some phones in Rayville, which they took 60 days of good time from me. And ever since then, I've been basically right up free, sir. I've been keeping my nose clean.
Yeah. Now, your prior history, I show that you've been arrested at least 20 times, 4 sex related, 7 violent offenses, and at least 4 for drugs. how are you going to change that? Why are you a different person today than when you came into prison?
Well, when I came into prison, I was one of the people that didn't care about, I didn't cherish my freedom. I just thought like, that everybody owed me something. As me being locked up, I realized that I got to better myself, and I got to better myself for my son. Now, I also got to tell y'all that I'm going through a custody battle with my son right now. The state, my baby mother, she was on drugs and she was prostituting, and the state took my kids. So ever since then, I've been trying to fight for my kids. So once I get released, or if I get granted parole, I got 12 months from my release date to get all of my affairs in order to get my son back.
Good. All right. You do have a release date coming up next year, the 20th in September, about a little over a year from now, you'll be getting out. I think you need some more treatment. I think you need to take the sex offender treatment program. I think you need some substance abuse programs. And I think if you do that, and if you do those things, you might have a shot of getting your son back. But if you got out right now, I don't believe, look, I was a judge for 15, 18 years. I forget how long I was a judge. I was a criminal judge. I was never a family court judge, but I've done a lot of work in family court. And I can tell you right now, I would not give your son back to you. Now, you go through some treatment, you get some treatment, you come out and your attitude is changed, and you got some tools behind you, got a good shot of getting. So that's where I'm at right now. And I'm just one. Okay. Any questions? All right.
I do have one question. Did you complete Steve Hall in 2020?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
How long did you stay?
I like a month and a half, or almost 2 months. That was it. And then
Out.
ma'am,
Why did you get kicked out?
the obscenity charge.
Okay. That
That's
was.
where it was.
Oh,
Where
no,
it was.
I missed it.
That's where it was.
Oh, gotcha. All right. That's all I had. Thank you.
Okay. Anything you'd like to say, Mr. Ybarra, before we vote?
I'm just, praying that, I was hoping to get granted, to try to go out and better myself. So that's the only thing I could pray that y'all grant me, if it's up there. I gotta leave my faith in y'all's hands now. So.
Thank you. Mr. Ybarra, I want you to get better too. I think you're moving in the right direction. I think that what you talked about, the thinking for the last couple of years is good. But I think you need some more help in that regard. I think that sex offender treatment would really help you, as well as some substance abuse treatment. I wish you could have finished Steve Hoyle. That's an excellent program. I don't know if you've got enough time to do all of those things. So you're going to be getting out in September of next year. My vote today is I'm just not willing to let you out right now without some more substantial treatment. So I'm one vote. That's my vote. Ms. Wise?
Yes, Mr. Sam, I hear what you got. Great motivation now because of your kid. You got great motivation to start doing what you need to do. But I concur that write-up in September of 2022, that's very concerning, and all your other write-ups, and you need more programs. My vote is to deny.
I concur. Good luck to you, Mr. Ybarra.
Thank you.
You're moving in the right direction. You understand what you need to do. You need to do it there, not on the outside. Okay. Good luck to you.
All right.